Ooh, 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 ooh. Got to sort that creaky chair out. Hello everybody, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how you can very simply and very easily recreate this disconnected metallic green eyeliner look thing, because sometimes you just want to match your eyeliner to your outfit. Okay, so to begin with, before we apply our lovely gorgeous metallic liner, we're just going to lay down a base shadow. This is just really, I'm not really trying to add colour with this. All I want to do is just get a nice base down. So we'll just add this base colour first and foremost, and this isn't really to alter the colour so much as it is to just kind of give us a little base, something for our makeup to stick to and to just add a little bit of tone. So I'm just going to put that all over the eye area, and you can use any colour for a base or just put down a translucent powder even. That might be quite nice, you know, if you just want to keep it nice and very skin colour. Take a little bit of this underneath, and then what I might just do again, just for a little bit of dimension, just take a ever so slightly darker shade and just bring that definition in just on the curve of the brow bone, and I'm just changing to do little circular motions. Clean brush, get rid of any hard edges. Right, now we're going to mix our pigment with our mixing liquid. Now, there are lots of different types of mixing liquids and mixing mediums that you can use, and you can use lots of different types of pigments as well. For the demonstration of this, I'm going to use Peaches and Creams pigment in Cactus, which looks like this, and I'm also going to use their pigment drops as well. Other versions of this that I really like include the Meron mixing liquid and any of their sort of metallic pigment paints, and you can really use these pigment drops with all sorts of different things as well, and other pigments, but they go together really nicely. So when mixing them, you want to put them on a tray, or you want to put them on, you can mix them on the back of your hand, but I mean, they're going to be stuck there for a long time, so I would just maybe avoid that if you can. One thing that you can do is, if you have a palette with a mirror inside, they normally work quite well because they're really easy to clean, so you could use that sort of thing as well. And the trick to mixing these is patience, really. So what we're going to do is take a little tiny bit of our pigment, and then we're going to take and very patiently add some pigment drops, or you could do it the other way around, whichever suits you. But the key is a little bit like when you're baking a cake. Okay, you need to add the ingredients and mix them carefully to make sure that they're well combined. And what you're aiming to do here is you're aiming to get a consistency. I'll show you here. I'm just using this little plastic clear tub. You're aiming to get a consistency that's going to be watery enough for you to paint with, but not so watery that it's going to be runny, because we need to be able to get a nice defined line. So we're literally going to add a drop at a time. So I've added one drop in here. Oh, it's like I'm making a potion. Feel like a wizard. Bloody look like a wizard with these sleeves. Until you get the consistency that you want. Now, if you're not sure that you've got the right consistency, what you could do is you can just do a tiny little sample on a separate piece of paper, or maybe just on the back of your hand a little bit, just to make sure that you've got the consistency that you're happy with. Now these pigment drops will dry out if you take too long with this, so just kind of keep that in mind. Okay, you need to take your time, but just be mindful that obviously the pigment drops want to set as well. You'll notice I'm using a very thin, very fine brush. It's a little bit more like a paintbrush. I find that easier. Some people prefer an angle brush. It's just about preference. And you can also draw the lines on first a little bit with maybe like a brown shadow if you'd find that easier to give yourself a guide. So if you're worried about freehanding it, don't worry. Get yourself a little guide in first if that's easier. Okay, so I like to start my lines by getting the shape in first. So let's do that. There we are. Make sure they're even. Oh, it's sparkling already. So we're going to take this. Make sure that we've got the definition that we want, and then we're just going to change direction. I'm going to come back down the other way, and that's just going to thicken up. Now because this is a disconnected liner, we're not going to go all the way across the top of the eye. We're just going to get right to the middle, and then we're going to leave it. We're going to do the same on the other side, and then we're going to come and pick it back up on the inside. So we're disconnecting it in the middle and picking it back up at the very inner corner. This is so cute. So again, we just come down the other side. And we're just going to thicken this up. And you could do these lines as thin or as thick as you like, really. It's just personal preference. I've probably made them a little bit thicker for the purpose of you guys being able to see them on camera. But you could have them as a little bit of a thinner, more subtle line if you wanted to. And of course we're doing this with green pigment, but you could do it with any pigment. You could just I really like doing this with gold, actually, over like a dark brown, or bronze over a dark brown. That's beautiful. Okay, I've added an extra drop of pigment to my little tub here because it started to dry out a little bit. So now we are going to go and pick up that inner corner. I just want to add a little bit extra here, because as it dries, sometimes you might notice, because you are working with a pigment, that you might notice that you get just maybe the little odd spots that just need, I don't know, a little bit of something extra, a little extra definition. So making sure I don't have too much on my brush, because I don't want it to leak down into my eye, I'm going to go into the inner corner. So I'm just changing the direction of my brush here, and I'm just going to bring it right down, and I'm kind of using it a bit more like a stamp, really. And again, I'm leaving that inner section free. I'm going to bring this very carefully to a point, and we've got our disconnected liner. This is quite good if you have like quite an overhanging eye, because sometimes when you take the liner all the way across, it kind of almost creates the effect that the eye is overhanging even more. So just leaving that little gap, you can see, kind of gives the eye a little bit of extra lift. We're going to do the same on the other side. Getting them the same really is the trick here. And we're just using very small movements to just touch the inner corner so we get that nice point. So at this point you could put anything else on that you might want. You know, you might want to put a dark waterline, or maybe even a green in the waterline to just enhance that kind of green look. Maybe you want to do that. I'm going to put some mascara on, and then I'm going to put some lashes on, but because I want to emphasize the lift, I'm only going to put some lashes on the very outer corner. I'm not going to put them all the way across, because a full set of lashes is kind of going to undo all the work that we've done. So, but you can do it. You can do whatever you want. You've got the freedom to do whatever you want. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you very soon with another video.